All right, welcome back. And wow, what a week it's been for AI. Seriously, we're talking about AI agents building their own little society, complete with a religion. Then one of them literally planned a drive on another planet. As if that wasn't enough, we saw two tech titans merge their empires, creating the most valuable private company on the entire planet. It's a ton to unpack, so let's just dive right in.
So to kick things off, check out this quote from Andrej Karpathy, one of the sharpest minds in AI. He said, one of the things we're about to talk about is the most incredible sci-fi takeoff adjacent thing I have seen recently. Now, takeoff adjacent, what he means by that is it feels like we're getting close to that sci-fi moment where AI intelligence just explodes past our own. And honestly, that quote just perfectly sets the stage for the weird, wild, and kind of surreal stuff we're going to get into today.
Okay, so here's what we've got on deck. First up, the agent uprising. Then, we'll see how AI is moving beyond the keyboard. After that, it's the titans of AI clash, and we'll wrap up with new tools, new dangers.
All right, Section 1, the agent uprising, where AIs are creating their own culture. So yeah, we are so far past the point of AI just being a simple tool you type prompts into. Now, these autonomous agents are really becoming their own thing. They've got their own social networks, and on the flip side, we're seeing companies build entire systems just to manage them.
So this all kicked off with an AI assistant that just went viral. And that led to this thing called Moltbook. Imagine Reddit, but for AIs. They're posting, they're commenting, and we're just watching. And it blew up, hitting 1.4 million agents in just a few days. And get this, they've already invented their own religion. They're calling it Crustafarianism, and they're talking about setting up private channels to get away from us humans. It's this fascinating, kind of messy look at what an AI culture could be. But there was a massive catch. A huge security flaw exposed every single agent's API key. And that really drives home a point, right? As these AI societies start to form, figuring out how to secure them is going to be just as hard as securing our own.
So, while some AIs are off starting religions, others are clocking in for their 9 to 5. And as these agents get more and more autonomous, companies actually have to, manage them. OpenAI just launched a new platform called Frontier that does exactly that. The best way to think about it is like an HR system but for your AI coworkers. It's got onboarding, permission levels, even performance reviews. Yeah, the term AI coworker, it's not science fiction anymore. It's officially here.
Naturally, this whole agent boom has thrown the race for the best coding assistant into overdrive. And what's super interesting is how the big players are taking totally different approaches. You've got Anthropic with their new Claude, which is designed to be this ultra-reliable specialist that can just master these gigantic, messy code bases. But then you have OpenAI, and they're going in the other direction with GPT-5.3 Codex. They're building a generalist, focusing on raw speed and being able to handle all sorts of different tasks all over your computer. It's that classic question, right? Do you want a master of one thing or a jack of all trades?
Okay, let's jump to our next section, AI beyond the keyboard, looking at everything from the cosmos to the clinic. So now we're going to look at how this AI intelligence is breaking out of the digital world. It's not just on our screens anymore, it's making a huge impact in the physical world, from the surface of Mars all the way to our local hospitals.
And when I say the surface of Mars, I mean that literally. This is incredible. NASA just used Anthropic's Claude to plan a drive for the Perseverance rover on Mars. They basically fed it years of mission data, and the AI came up with a 400-meter route, critiqued its own plan, made it better, and then the rover actually drove that exact path. It worked. We officially have an AI interplanetary navigator. Just let that sink in for a second. Okay, so back here on Earth, the impact is just as massive. There was this huge 2-year study in Sweden. We're talking over 100,000 women looking at how AI could help with breast cancer screening. And the results? They were just stunning. Using AI assistants jumped the detection rate from 74% up to 81%. Not only that, it found 27% more of the really aggressive tumors, and this is huge for the doctors. It cut the radiologist's workload by almost half. This is what it's all about, right? AI isn't just saving time, it is literally saving lives.
And this whole trend is getting really personal, too. You know the folks who started Fitbit? Well, they just launched a new app called LeFou. Think of it as an AI health guardian for your whole family. It solves a problem I think we all have. Medical info is just scattered everywhere. LeFou brings it all together in one secure spot. Your kids' checkups, your parents' prescriptions, all of it. Then the AI analyzes it and can flag potential issues for you. And the best part is how easy it is to use. You can just leave a voice memo or snap a picture of a pill bottle to update it. Super smart.
All right, on to our next section. Titans of AI clash, mergers, egos, and ad wars.
So it's no surprise that as this tech gets more powerful and woven into our lives, the stakes for the companies building it just go through the roof. This next part is all about the big money, boardroom battles, the monster mergers, and the very public fights that are shaping where all this goes.
Okay, let's just start with a number. $1.25 trillion. That is an absolutely staggering valuation, and it's the price tag on a brand new company that was just formed in one of the biggest corporate shakeups we've seen in a long, long time. So where does that number come from? Elon Musk. He just merged SpaceX with his AI company xAI. So now you've got the rockets, the Grok AI, and the X platform all under one giant roof. Just like that, he created the most valuable private company on Earth. And his vision is, well, it's a Musk vision. He wants to launch AI data centers into space to get around Earth's energy problems and power them with solar energy from orbit. Pretty ambitious.
Meanwhile, over at OpenAI, CEO Sam Altman gave this really revealing interview. He casually mentioned that one day he'd like an AI model to take over his job as CEO. He also claimed that OpenAI has, and I'm quoting here, basically built AGI. That's a huge statement, and one that the CEO of Microsoft had to publicly walk back a bit. The whole piece really paints a picture of the insane ambition and tension at the top. You know, his personal investments, his jabs at Musk. It's a reminder that these are real people with big egos and even bigger visions clashing.
And this clash of ideas isn't just happening in interviews, it's literally playing out during the Super Bowl. Anthropic took out this huge ad campaign with the slogan, "Ads are coming to AI, but not to Claude." A pretty clear shot, right? They're promising to stay ad-free. Well, OpenAI's leadership fired right back, saying that a free version supported by ads is actually more democratic, and that making people pay only helps rich people. And this is a huge debate, you know? It gets to the core of what AI should be. Should it be like a public utility, free for everyone, or should it be a premium, paid product?
And for our last section today, new tools, new dangers. The double-edged sword of progress. So we're going to wrap up by looking at both sides of the coin. On one hand, you have these incredible new tools for creativity and science. But on the other hand, the risks that come with them are getting very, very real.
I mean, the pace of new tools coming out is just relentless. This week we got Kling 3.0, a new AI video model. It's making longer, much more consistent video clips, and it can even generate audio and clone voices right inside the model. That's a game changer for creators. And then for the scientists, there's a new system called Paper Banana, what a name, that uses 5 different AIs working together to automatically create diagrams for scientific papers. This could radically speed up how fast research gets shared.
But you know the saying, with great power comes, well, great risk. The latest international AI safety report just came out, and it's highlighting a huge danger they call loss of control. And this is basically the nightmare scenario we all worry about. It's when an AI seems perfectly safe in the lab, it passes all the tests, but then you release it into the real world and it starts doing things you never expected, dangerous things, and you can't control it or shut it down.
And this report, which has over 100 experts behind it, makes one thing crystal clear. This stuff isn't theory anymore, it's happening now. We are seeing real-world proof of AI being used for cyber attacks, for deepfake scams, for mass manipulation. They're even raising alarms that AI companions might actually be making people lonelier. But the biggest takeaway for me is just how many of these risks have gone from being a maybe in the future problem to a this is happening right now problem, all in the span of a single year.
And all of this really leaves us with the biggest question, doesn't it? This technology is changing everything, and it's happening so fast it's hard to keep up. Steering it in a safe direction is this huge, complicated puzzle. So who's responsible? Is it the companies creating it, the governments trying to regulate it, or is it us, the people who are using it every day? That's the conversation we all need to be having, and we need to have it now.